Hi guys, my name is Steve from Pyeongchon branch, and I will be making the video blogs for this current term for Bridge. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about C2 Day 2, and according to the syllabus, the students need to create a plan to get their parents to allow them to play online fantasy games. What I'm planning on doing for this particular project is I'm going to try to keep the main objective that Cheongdam has in place, but I'm going to adjust it a little bit so that the kids have a little bit more fun and it's a little bit more interesting for them. The reason I'm doing this is I feel like a problem that often occurs with projects that have these objectives of having a parent and a kid and convincing parents is that they often don't use much creativity, and I'm afraid that what will happen is they will simply get up there and give a list of reasons that they have just read from the reading and not really come up with a lot of their own ideas. So what I'm planning on doing for this particular project is that I'm not sure if you guys remember, but last week, week 1, for the mini project, the students needed to create a fantasy story for a book or a movie. And what I decided to do with my Bridge middle school class is I let them know that this story they were going to be using for day 2. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking their ideas from that story and they're going to be using it to create a online fantasy video game. So instead of just them coming up with a plan for their parents to get them to play online video games, they're going to actually create an online video game. I feel like the main objective is to get them to think of reasons why video games are good for children. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to pitch their game to some sort of gaming executive and make a video for that gaming company. And in their video, they're going to have to explain about the gameplay, they're going to have to explain about the characters, and they're going to have to explain why parents will allow their kids to play this game and why kids will enjoy playing this game. So I feel like this will make it a little bit more fun and interesting for them. I'm not too worried about time as long as I start by around 10 minutes going into the second hour. I feel like they'll have enough time for this project. In terms of apps for this project, what I plan on using is Polaris Office. This application called Storyboard. I'll show it for you here. Storyboard Maker. And finally, I'm going to have them use the Sketchbook. If those 3 applications, if they're not too great on those applications, I'm also going to bring in some paper and markers for them to draw on, and then they can just simply take a picture of their drawing and use it in their presentation. In terms of group work, I'm going to assign them roles. I feel like that's really important for middle school classes to assign them roles so they know exactly what they need to be doing. So I'm going to find out who the best person in the group is that's at drawing, and I'm going to give him the job as like character design. So he's going to be creating the characters in this game that will be appealing to both parents and kids. Then I will use maybe 2 people to create the story and the gameplay of the game. And for that, they're going to probably be using the Storyboard Maker app to show different scenes in the game. And finally, I'm going to have 1 or 2 people. Their job is going to be pitching it to the executive and explaining why exactly kids will like it and parents will like it. So they still can use the reasons that they read in the reading, but instead of just relying simply on those reasons, they can also show their game and show their creativity in this project. In terms of the Ideate sections, I'm not going to just get rid of them completely. What I'm planning on doing is, since in their pitch they're going to have to explain why parents like this game, they're still going to need to go through these sections. So for example, the first Ideate section is, why do you think parents would not let kids play online fantasy games? So they can still use that information for their project, but they're not going to just simply list reasons for why parents should let their kids play games. So they can still use these Ideate sections pretty well, but they're not going to just simply rely on those. I'm going to try to make them be more creative. So to wrap up, I'm definitely going to keep the main objective in place for getting them to explain why parents will allow kids to play these online fantasy games. but I'm going to add in that they create their own video game based on the story that they have already done from day one. I hope this has been helpful. If it has not, I apologize. Feel free to use other ideas at your disposal that other teachers at your branch give you. I highly recommend that. It's probably been the best source of information for me, is listening to other teachers and not just using my own ideas. All right, have a good week. Bye.